Hi folks, well, I hope you've had a great Christmas. We have. It's finally come to an end. It started halfway through Tuesday and been non-stop since. Right, so first one since Tuesday morning. Right, so what should we do? Well, we'll wet the paper first of all. So this is the Saunders Waterford £90 hot pressed paper, so it's quite smooth but very, very good. It's a wonderful paper. It does some lovely things. When you get used to it, it's quite porous. Not quite like blotting paper, but it'll soak in a bit. As it does, just reclip it. You don't need to pre-stretch your paper. You don't even need to use £140 or £200 paper. Just reclip as you go and you'll find that it'll stay perfectly flat, mostly. Right, palette, there we are. Raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, burnt sienna and cadmium yellow. I've got a lot of cadmium yellow out there, a bit dirty with the Payne's grey and stuff, but it's a lovely, lovely yellow. These are all Cotman watercolours. You don't need to use artist quality paints, especially if you're a beginner, because the cost will put you off. But these are student quality and they're more than adequate. Okay, so I've got a bit of cloth on my knee as well, a bit of cloth underneath my water pot so I can just take excess moisture off. So start with the sky, got a nice wash across all of it, leaving bits of sparkle. You don't have to cover every little bit of it, but it just gives a bit of a warm glow from the back. It all dries lighter than when you put it on, and then we'll put in, so have a bit of orangey sky now. So a bit of alizarin and a bit of cadmium yellow. But remember, you've got to compensate for the fact that this stuff dries much lighter. So a bit of red, light red to that. Just get a bit of a blush of that colour. Okay, now we'll mix a bit of ultramarine with the red. There you go. I'll just go over it with a bit of movement. Right, okay, so there we are. Clean the brush, and now the paper, as you can see, has buckled. So, I know some of you might be sick of me saying all this, but new viewers are coming on all the time. Ooh. Just put it, just stretch it and reclip it, and you can see that is lovely and flat. It's quite tough. I'll go to dry that now, so take your headphones off or fast forward through the noise. Right, ready, go. Right, that'll do. Don't want it bone dry. I could hardly hear that. I'm wearing my present from my offspring. It's this lovely Bluetooth headphones, so that when I get up I don't trip over the cable forgetting that I've got it plugged into the laptop. I like to listen to the radio when I'm doing these. I can't hear anything outside apart from a little buzz for the hairdryer. I'm going to use the medium hake now. That's the large one, the large Ron Ransford Pro Art. The medium hake, 2 hakes. They're lovely. That's the medium, Ron Ransford medium. That's the large Ron Ransford hake Pro Art. Very good. I've got to get them on eBay. Or if your local art shop sells them, then you won't have to wait, will you? Just go and get one. But they're pretty widespread now because some of us have been promoting the Ron Ransford hake for a long time. And in fact, if you're interested in this style of painting, you can always join the Ron Ransford Disciples on Facebook, started by an old colleague, an online colleague, Matthew Clemens. And it's quite a lively forum. It caters for any ability, and you don't have to be a hake painter either. Now I'm going to try and do a bit of Seago's Norfolk, Edward Seago, a great British artist of the 20th century. So we'll just put in a bit of. You'll see that because I've dried that. So a bit of blue. Now Norfolk, Seago's a Norfolk artist. There's a lot of his stuff online. You can on Google. You can see galleries and all sorts of stuff. Try and get that horizontal. You can draw your horizontals if you wish. There are a few rules you need to observe. One is because we're painting wet in wet, well I was in the sky, because you can get those lovely soft clouds. Oh, that'll do. Let's put a bit of burnt sienna in there, or a bit of burnt umber. It still hasn't dried, this burnt umber. Yeah, in oils and acrylic it's the fastest drying pigment on the palette. But we'll just go across here with. And up. Oh, we're a bit of a path. Okay, we can put some rough ground. Mix a bit of yellow with that. Bit blue, make it a bit greeny. Bit of Payne's grey, just a bit of just rough ground. Okay, that'll do. We can embellish some of that with a bit of foliage. I'm going to give that another dry now. So headphones off. Go. Okay, I'll re-clip that, get rid of that one. Right, now I'm going to use the medium hake again, and I want to put in a bit of dark trees in the background there against that blue, so we'll have for that some bit of Payne's grey. It's all about the amount of water you've got on the brush and the pressure you use. So let's have a few. Don't forget, blue is a colour that recedes. It gives the impression of distance. Oh, a little bit more. And because we're painting into partially wet paper, you need to put a bit of thicker paint on there. Okay, now I'll let that dry a bit, because I'm going to go up in front of that with a bit of a hedgerow. I'm not going to put any buildings in. Well, I might do, but I need to bring that one down further. Okay, we'll just put that little bit in there. Right, I'll let that go. I think we've got enough there. We'll have a bit of a. I'm going to put in some trees here, bank of trees. It was all wintry colour. There's a bit of blue in there. Okay, that'll do. That's a wedge of trees, twigs, branches. I'll put some in later, but I want that coming down here, so we'll put a bit of hedgerow. Now you can see I'm struggling to get the water off the brush because of the roughness of the paper. Pull out your rough hairs, your stragglers. I'll get some dark in there. Now the light in this is coming from the right, so we can have some fun with shadows. Don't put it all in, just leave some gaps. Okay, that'll do. There's probably a bit dark in bits of it. Now I've got a bit of dry brush here. Clean the brush, I think. Bit of blue, bit of red, just a little bit. Put a bit of dry brush in there. Right, now we'll rough this ground up here a bit. Right, I'm going to dry that. I want to put a bit more, because I want to come up there, but I don't want to blot out that there, so be a bit careful. So fast forward, go. Okay, hake, small hake with a medium hake, and take most of the moisture off of it and just get a bit of heavier stuff. Right, I'm just taking a brush the moisture off. Overlap. Yeah, I've gone over it now. Never mind. Right, let's get the rigger, and we'll put in a bit of coming up here. Right, good. Then we'll have one coming out of there, big trunk. Oh, what's gone wrong there? Look, I must have had some blue on the brush. Oh well, it's an occupational hazard. We'll turn that into something else now. Now, you've got to taper this. I won't only do this one. I'll do one on Patreon in the morning because I've got vacuuming to do to put the house back to some semblance of normality. Let's have a bit of stuff on here. Then some of these branches come down. Now lose some of that bottom and base of that tree. Maybe just put a few bits up here. So it's not too difficult to work with, this paper being so smooth. The dry brush is a bit of a problem, but you know, this does other things. Right, I'm not going to do any more, so that's still a little bit heavier than I'd hoped, but I want to put in a bit of shadow now. So I'll get my small hake and get a bit of shadowy colour, a bit of blue, a bit of red. And then we can just come down here. Over the old farm track. Okay, now we'll put a bit more for that, a bit of shadow for that. And we can put a darker one, well, not too dark. It's coming across here. That'll show something off stage. Right, not much more I want to do with this. So a bit of work with the rigger. We'll cover these up because that's just some bits of stuff sticking up with bramble, bit of this, bit of that. And let's have a that's not, still not registering, is it? Right, okay, well, got a bit of dark. A little bit thicker than that, I think. Right, I don't really want to do much more than that, other than just put a bit of bushy stuff along there, a bit of Payne's grey and a bit of cad yellow, quite a lot of Payne's. Okay, let's put bird or two in. The birds link the sky to the land, or had that impression. I would hope. Let's put that on there. Oh, I better sign it. 12:30 already. Our visitors only went about half hour ago. Over the overnight ones. Right. There's me mount. There's me mount. Yeah, just a couple of blobs there I've had to cover up. A bit careless there. So I think maybe if I just break the hake up a bit, and we'll just put in a oh, that'll do. The sky has turned out that the shape of that would be better, I think, if I used a rougher paper, but I'm using this up. But I might buy some more of it when it's all gone, because I've enjoyed using it. Right, let's just push you up a bit. Well, there we are. Could have filled in a little bit there, but I'm going to leave it. There's enough on that. So you saw how simple it is. I put one tree behind the other, and that's why it's a bit thicker there. And you could put even a bigger one in. Roland Hilder was great at these, and he he painted a lot of Kent and Essex scenes, mostly Kent. That's Roland Hilder. You can find all their galleries online, they're all dead. now, unfortunately, sadly. Well, there we are. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.